Welcome to the broadcast. So my name is GetItGirl.
She said I'm Ize, short for visualize.
I am obviously a live streamer on uplive, but by day I am a mother of 7, wife to this man here. I am a certified life coach with a master's degree in leadership and coaching. I've worked in the community for about 15 years.
As for myself, I've been in sales and advertising pretty much my whole life. Got a hand in a little bit of everything when it comes to it, so love the networking aspect of life in general.
There are so many people in Black history that inspire me. Maya Angelou, Nina Simone, Michelle Obama, Angela Bassett, Cicely Tyson. Growing up as a person of color, seeing people that look like me doing things that were outside of the norm always inspired me to be better and different, and to not let other people underestimate me, because we control our own destiny.
For me, I would have to go through my experience and take it I guess closer to today. The Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther King's, and I have to go with sports figures, Michael Jordan, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson. Looking at it with Michael Jordan, just with the steps that he went through from high school, not being a star, and then just making it through college and into the pros, and now he's the GOAT of all GOATs when it comes down to it. As far as Master P and everything, it's really just a work ethic and that drive to just never give up. That's always been the drive for me, looking back on history. Everybody's fight, regardless of how the battle looked, it was always a drive to not stop. Just gotta keep going, gotta keep pushing forward.
I gained inspiration because a lot of people in successful positions didn't always look like me, and people weren't allowed to be in certain places. Seeing people that broke the mold and were the first ones to do XYZ, that just inspired me and let me know that I could be anything, I could do anything, and I could change the world just by changing my environment around me. Sometimes it can be very difficult raising Black sons. We have 7 children, 6 boys and 1 girl. I've always known this, but I think when Trayvon Martin was murdered is when it really hit home as a parent. Our oldest son was 9 years old, and I just remember having to have the conversations with him of racism and what do you do when you get pulled over by the police, and just not always even wearing your hoodie. And he couldn't understand that at first, why it was a problem for him to walk down the street with a hoodie. And I think as a parent, that is tough sometimes and hard to deal with, because we have to have conversations with our children that other people may not have to have.
History in itself, everything just looks different today. So family and everybody growing up in today's society, it in a lot of ways it's a lot easier than it was from what our ancestors had to go through, but at the same time it's a lot of things that are still affecting us the same way that some of the things back then affected us. But again, it just looks different. My opinion, it's not much that we're going to change with anything that we do if we don't work together. So being in a blended family, being able to show our kids every angle and where they can understand culture from all angles is definitely beneficial to them when they go out into the real world to try to make a better way for tomorrow. The more we can work together and bring people together, the better the world's going to be in the long run.
When we look at what needs to change in the US, we can't really understand that unless we can understand what the past entails. And I'm hopeful for the future of our children, because I feel that in so many more places, conversations are being had that weren't before. For example, as a social worker, we're able to have these tough conversations with people that don't all look the same, with people that sit on different sides of the aisle politically, but understand that change needs to happen. So that makes me extremely hopeful, because racism is real and it does still exist, but we can change that. He said, you got to get in the camera a little bit more. I said that earlier. I love being an American. It's home. I believe that every culture, every country has their problems, their issues. This just happens to be ours. I believe that there are many people that are loving people that want equity for all. And I believe we're headed in that direction. The unique thing about the United States is it is a big melting pot of so many cultures and so many people from around the world that it does make me proud. That doesn't mean we don't have work to do. So I will always be proud of home.
Really just to be open-minded, because being on platforms like this, being able to interact with people around the world, you just have to be open-minded, because everybody doesn't speak your language, everybody doesn't understand the same. But at the end of the day, there's something that we all have in common, and there's common ground within that. Keeping that open mind, again, it's the only way for us to continue to build, and just to moving around on the app, just network.
I think my advice to African American streamers on Uplive would be to continue being you, being your true authentic self. Everyone's not supposed to look alike, not supposed to do the same things. Just being ourselves brings a uniqueness. When we as Americans streamers do go into other lives, they actually get very excited, and I don't think it's just because we're Black. They love to be around different culture, and I think so many other countries embrace that. I would say that goes back to our message with PMP, and that stands for power and positivity. And what that means is you have the power to change your mindset so you can go through any situation in life. It also means that you have the power to change the world with every positive interaction. We came onto Uplive knowing no one else pretty much except for each other, and we've built a whole entire network of people, which we actually won Best Agency in the United States 2020. But we've met so many amazing people. We've built relationships with them. We've been able to support each other on and off the platform. And it's an authentic friendship and relationship. We have people that feel like they are our family. In our minds and our heart, they are our family. So Uplive has really helped us to get outside of ourselves, to meet people and network and see what other people experience. What are the things that they go through in their daily life? I'm always interested in how people process trauma and how they cope with things. During COVID, I think has been a unique example of that, because many of us were suffering before COVID, and then it came and it just kind of took over everything. So I think it has definitely been a blessing during this time where people are stuck at home, that are battling with mental health and just want support. We've been able to build those relationships ongoing and have that level of support because of Uplive. So this is our home, and we don't plan on going anywhere. Oh, he says hug it out. Oh.
I have a dream.